Okay, folks, so for today's beginner class, we have a bunch of things we're going to be going over. We're going to be doing a lot of things with our hands. We're going to be working on our blocks and making sure that we're developing the coordination to control both of our arms. Not just one, because, well, you got two, and they're both important, right? And then we're going to be doing a lot of punches. We're going to be working on some hooks and some uppercuts, right? And finally, we're going to talk about focus, right? And how that's a super important idea, always in martial arts, but understanding another aspect of it today. Right? So let's get into some warm-ups and then we can get into the main part of class. All right, everybody, before we get started in the main part of class, we're going to just start off with a simple warm-up, right? Which is important for keeping our muscles and joints healthy, right? So let's do a little bit of a warm-up before we get too much into activity, right? So this is going to be a 4-part warm-up. Every one of the parts has about 30 seconds to it, right? So we're going to start off in our fighting stance, and all we're going to do is like a twist and cross-body block, twist, cross-body block. Twist, cross-body block, twist, cross-body block. Some of our more advanced students may recognize this as kind of like a double block for a roundhouse kick in sparring, right? But if you're not as familiar with that, you just think, I'm doing a cross-body block, I'm doing a cross-body block. Very important that your feet are turning as you do this, turning your hip. Not so much your head, right? But your shoulders, your hips, your feet, right? We're getting that moving, right? You can pick up your pace if you're feeling a little bit more sprightly. I was doing it slow on purpose. Right? We're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So we have the other leg in front. We're just twisting and blocking, twisting and blocking. Ready, set, and go. Twist and block, twist and block. Get that cross-body block. Right? And again, right? Find the right speed for you. This may be the right speed for you. Right? Or maybe this is the right speed for you. Right? The important thing during a warm-up is you're just giving your body some time to get ready for the movements in class to prevent injury. So just keep twisting, just keep turning, and keep breathing. That's super important. People who breathe live a whole heck of a lot longer. Good. And stop. Okay, so now we're going to switch things up. We're going to do some push-ups, right? We're going to make sure we get our full range of motion on push-ups. So we're doing 30 seconds worth. Ready, set, and go. Right, as I do my push-ups, right? There's lots of different ways that you may pick to do push-ups. Maybe you're doing it with your legs straight. Maybe you're doing it with your knees bent, right? Maybe you're clapping. Whatever's right for you, right? You just want to finish up that set for 30 seconds. Major goals are, it should be a little bit challenging at the end. The last couple should be hard, and you get that full range of motion, right? Get all the way up, all the way down, you're going to get a whole heck of a lot better at doing your push-ups. Good. All right, and we're done with push-ups. We're back up onto our feet, right? Coming up on our last little warm-up move, we're just going to be doing alternating leg front kicks. Ready, set, and go. Looks like this. Kick one leg, then the other leg, right? Doesn't have to be particularly high. Doesn't have to be particularly fast, right? The important thing is you're just kind of activating those muscles, right? I'm going to turn a little sideways so you can see what it looks like from the side, right? You can see I'm not kicking at my highest, right? I'm just trying to let my body move and be ready for the class, which will be starting any minute now. Good. Keep kicking, keep breathing, and time. We're done with warm-ups. Let's get into the main part of class. Okay, folks, today we're going to be working on a couple of our punches, a hook and an uppercut. Okay? Now, as we work on these punches, a couple things we want to just go over, how our hands are going to end up as we do the punches. First of all, as I do my hook, I'm going to hook right at you, right? I want to have my hand like this. My wrist is straight. You can see my elbow is basically the same height as my fist. That's our normal hook. Now, there's a million ways to throw a hook, right? You can turn your hand this way, all sorts of things. But for us, this is pretty solid. If you do this, you won't get in trouble for that here. We'll say, hey, all right, that's fine too. This or this, but definitely not this. The key is to have that wrist straight, and you want to make impact like that into your target, right? So you might want to just tap your hand and be like, oh yeah, I'm hitting the right way. If you feel like you're knocking, it's wrong, right? This is good, knocking bad. Okay, so that's going to be how we hit on our hook. When we do our uppercut, it's going to look kind of like this. I'm going to turn, right? I have my thumb towards me, okay, and I have a nice tight fist, and I'd be hitting like this into the target. Okay, so that's how the uppercut hits. Going not straight up, right? A little bit out. Okay. Now, we're going to start by just practicing the hook. Okay, that's going to be our first thing. and you're going to be doing your lead hook, your left hook. So I have my left foot in front. I'm going to be using my left hand, right? We're not doing a backside hook. We're doing a lead side hook. Common mistake. Again, the simple thing is if I'm in my fighting stance, whichever leg is in front, that's the hand I'm hooking with, okay? For now, I'm coming at you. I got this leg in front. I'm using this hand. Now, when you go to do your hook, we're just going to do like a few easy ones. Ready, good. 1, just kind of follow me. 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Switch your legs. Same thing, other side. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And switch your legs. Now let's start talking some of the details, right? And we're really focusing on what our hands, shoulders, elbows are doing today. So there's a lot of stuff going on down here with turning my feet and stuff like that, but we ain't doing that today. Today we're focusing up here, okay? Now, as we do the punch, there's like 3 big things we got to do with our hands, right? 3. 1 is appropriate wind up, right? 2, appropriate impact. 3 is like follow through and how much you follow through, right? So as I'm going to do my fighting stance, if I make a big swing like this, a big wind up, right? I lose speed, I get a little bit of power, right? But anyone who's done any self-defense, especially under a pressure situation, can tell you, when you get this big wind up, it's so much easier to defend against than if it's a tighter strike, right? So if I'm here, you can see my hands are apart, they're kind of on either side of my head. When I go to do one of my hooks, this hand's gonna come out a couple inches, like maybe next to my shoulder, right? About this far, not way out of the camera, you can't even see it anymore, right? So I come out a little bit past my shoulder, and then I hook across, right? So let's just be aware of that. We're gonna do 5 where we come out a little bit, and then we hook. We come out a little bit, and then we hook. Come out a little bit, and hook. Come out a little bit, and hook. And you can see I'm turning my shoulders. We can go into those details later, but again, just come out a little bit and hook. All right, so we're gonna switch our legs, same idea. All right, we come out a little bit, and we hook. We come out a little bit, and we hook. And this little bit of a windup gives us a little bit of power, okay? We wanna have power under control when we're doing martial arts, so you're showing that you got a little bit of power. Boom, we're gonna talk about the control after this. So wind up and the punch. The wind up and the punch. The wind up and the punch. One more time, wind up and punch, okay? Now, we're gonna talk about kind of the follow through, how much we let our arm go, right? Now, when I'm going to hit, I don't just hit to the target, I kind of go through the target, but how through, right? So I wind up to here, and then I'm gonna basically stop when my elbow is in front of my face, okay? I don't wanna go all the way here, right? You can see I turn my back to you, and now it's easy for you to counter-strike me. I've kind of overextended my punch. I didn't have control, right? We talked about power and control, that balancing act. That's what we're doing. So we get a little bit of power with the wind-up, control that power, stop it over here, right? And again, you can see my elbows basically in front of my face. If it's a little bit this way, that's okay. Yeah, you got some wiggle room, but you just don't want to go like, whoa, and turn so you can't see the target anymore. Ready? Wind up, punch. Wind up, punch. Wind up, there's the hook. Wind up, there's the hook. 2 more, wind up, there's the hook. 1 more, wind up, there's the hook. All right, we're switching legs. Same thing the other side. Ready? Wind up, punch. Wind up, punch. Wind up, punch. Wind up, punch. Let's do 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Now, as I'm doing that hook, as you add more power into it and you start to punch with some intensity, right, it's more difficult to have it stop, right? But that's the real challenge, right? So we're going to come back to some power in a minute. But before we do that, we got to do some uppercuts. Now, whenever I teach a student an uppercut, I like to make them promise me something. So I'm going to ask you to promise me something. Put your hand in your heart, put your hand up. Say your name. So you're going to say, I, Sensei Jeff, you use your name. hereby promise I will not punch myself in the face. All right, now hopefully you can keep that promise, because when you do an uppercut, that happens sometimes if you do it wrong. When you come up and you just whack yourself in the face, I don't want you to punch yourself in the face, and hopefully you don't want to punch yourself in the face. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to do our uppercut, and as we do our uppercut, it comes in front of us. All right, so if you can look at it from the side, it comes in front of our face, not really close. Right? For those of you who know angles, it's about a right angle. Makes like an L shape. My arm is going here. Right? Not super tight. There's a version in the uppercut that's super tight, but that's not what we're doing right now. And not super long like that. Okay? And just like on the hook, we have to make sure we wind up the right amount, not too much, not too little, and that we follow through the right amount, right? That we don't go too high or too low. So if I'm in my fighting stance and I'm going to use my right hand to do my uppercut, it's going to drop down to about as high as my chest or the top of my abdomen, right, the solar plexus, about here. I don't want to get it way down here outside the camera, right? Now, the lower you get, the more power you get. But again, there's that balancing act of power under control and speed, right? So we're going to come down to about our not our belly button, about our solar plexus. We come down and we uppercut, right? We come down and we uppercut. And you can see my body's turning. I'm going to turn in a minute so you can see my shoulder rotation. The other thing you might notice is my hand is basically stopping about as high as my eyes or my forehead, right? Earlier today I was teaching class, I had a kid go like, woo! Right? Like Mario or something doing a punch. You're not Mario, right? Unless your name's Mario. I apologize. Anyway, so from here, we're going to come down and come up, right? So we're going to do, let's do 5. Ready? 1, down and up. 2, down and up. 3, down and up. 4, 5. Okay, switch your legs. Same thing the other side. We're going to come down a little bit, come up about as high as our forehead. Again, down about as high as our forehead. Down about as high as our forehead. Let's do 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, pretty simple, right? So now what we're going to do is I'm going to call a strike, and you're going to do the strike I call. So if I say hook, you do a lead hook. If I say uppercut, you do that backhand uppercut. And you're not going to punch yourself in the face. You're still keeping that promise, right? So we're in our fighting stance, right? We're going to look like we're alive. Lead hook. Boom. I'm going a little bit slow. You could definitely go faster. Lead hook. You know, if you can beat me, go for it. Lead hook. Uppercut. Uppercut. Hook. Hook. Uppercut. 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 All right, we're going to switch legs. I'm going to turn face the other side so you get a look at it from the side, but you're just doing the other side. Same basic idea. We're in our fighting stance. Hook. You can see that's in front of me. It's not too close. And you punch yourself in the face on the hook. Don't want to punch yourself on any punch. Ready? And hook. 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 Uppercut. 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 Hook. Uppercut. Uppercut. Hook. Hook. Uppercut. Uppercut. Hook. Hook. Uppercut. Uppercut. All right. So those 2 punches, hooks and uppercuts, definitely something that you want to be able to do, right? You want to make sure you have that good form. You're not overextending. You're not punching yourself in the face. You're winding up a little bit to generate power, but not too much of a wind up where it costs you too much time, which makes your punch kind of slow. Okay? So everybody, great job today. If you need to review this, feel free to pause, rewind, whatever you need to do. But otherwise, we're going to keep moving on to the next part of class. Okay, folks, so we're going to continue to discuss focus today, right? And we know from our previous discussions that focus is when we keep our eyes, ears, and mind on what we're doing, right? And when we do that, we get the best results possible, right? When we get distracted, we get bad results, right? So what do I mean by that? If you're at home and you're doing your homework and you're constantly getting distracted, that's when you make the most mistakes on your homework, right? That's when you get the worst grades or the worst results. Maybe if you're in class and you're getting distracted, those are the days you don't get stripes, versus on a day that you are able to maintain your focus, you learn a lot so you can get your stripes. Right? So it's very valuable for us to demonstrate focus and avoid distractions. And what I want to challenge you to do today is to help the people in your family to be able to stay focused. Right? And in particular, we're going to talk about people like your parents. Right? So there's all sorts of, we all have times where our parents, right, or our family need us to not distract them and be quiet. Right? Maybe it's during a phone call that we have to lower the TV or lower our iPad or lower our video game, whatever it is, so it's not loud so they can hear. Right? Or maybe they're in an important meeting, right, and we have to wait to go and ask them for something. Right? And even beyond that, even better would be to kind of help to keep other people in your family from being a distraction for them. Right? So if you're an older brother, older sister, even if you're a younger brother, younger sister, maybe when you know that your parents have to do something important, right, something for work that they want to pay attention to, obviously you're important too, but they've got to do that right then, right, that you say to your little brother or your big brother or whoever, hey, let's go outside and we'll play catch for a few minutes so dad can talk on the phone. Right? Hey, let's go downstairs to the basement and we'll play video games so mom can talk on her video conference. I don't know what they're doing, right? Hopefully you do, though, right? And that's what I'm going to end with today in terms of our discussion of focus. I'm going to give you a little challenge. I want you to think of something that your family does, right? Someone in your family does that requires their focus at home, right? It could be anything, right? It could be something for work. It could be something for cooking dinner. It could be something for cleaning. It could be something for, I don't know, whatever they need to do, right? And I want you to think of one thing that you could do to not be a distraction to them when that's happening, right? Where you can help them to focus, help them to succeed so that, you know, we can all be happier and healthier and not get into arguments and stuff like that. So if you need some time to think about that, feel free to pause this and think for, 30 seconds, a minute, 2 hours, whatever it is, to come up with, my parents need me to be quiet when they're doing this, and I'm going to do that. Okay? But for now, we're going to get moving into the next part of class, right? And keep working on getting those stripes. All right, so we're going to work on our blocking basic motions. And when we work on these blocking basic motions, we're going to be focusing on that second hand, the chamber hand, returning back to the chamber properly. Right? So we know it's important for our block to be strong, but it's also important for us to get the coordination and putting energy into this separation of resetting your hand back into place. Okay? That's going to demonstrate that you have control over your body, the ability to kind of push this way, pull that way, right? Which is really important for more advanced techniques, right? So if you can develop that ability now, you're going to find all of your advanced techniques, your forms are so much easier. Okay? So with that being said, let's talk about what your chamber is, just to review. I know most of us feel pretty confident at your belt level, but just review, might as well. Okay, first of all, when you have your hand in the chamber, it's at this angle, right? And my pinky is against my body. Now, this is a very high chamber because I want you to be able to see it in the camera, right? And this is not wrong per se. Usually we're a little bit lower than that, but anywhere up here between your ribs and your belt is acceptable. Anything below your belt is no good. Right? And if you somehow get like really uncomfortable like this, that's no good either. Right? But here to here is generally fine. And again, the pinky side of my hand is pressed up against my body. Okay? I don't want to have it turned this way, right? Which is normal. This is more of a resting position, but we don't want this position. We want this position. Finally is what my elbow is doing. You're going to notice that my elbow is pulled back behind me, right? As compared to letting it flare out this way. Okay? Pulled back this way whenever your hand is in the chamber. Now, within your basic motions, we're going to be switching our hands pretty consistently. And because we're switching our hands pretty consistently, every single step you want to check to make sure that you pulled your hand back to the chamber. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to run through your basic motions, just a general pattern review. We're going to do that twice to make sure you're confident and competent. And once we can do that, then we'll go into the details of checking your hands to make sure that they're in the right position. All right? So we're not going to worry too much about your feet. If you know the feet, great. I'm not going to be teaching that today, right? So we're going to get in my horse stance. I am going to turn my feet, so, right, you just can't see it because I have the camera centered a little higher, right? So we set our hands and we go 1, and the chamber, set 2, set 3, set 4, set 5, set 6, set 7, set 8. Okay, so we're going to do that one more time, and I'm mirroring, so you should be going to your left first. Right, I'm moving to my right first, so it looks right. Here we go. Set 1, set 2, set 3, set 4, set 5, set 6, set 7, set 8. Okay, so now we're going to talk about checking our chamber. Right? So what we're going to do is each step, after we do the block, we're going to just do a check. And what the check looks like is this. You just tap your body. Okay? And what you're looking for is that your hand is kind of consistently going to the correct place on your body. That you feel it not into your tummy, but on your side. And again, you might feel it on your ribs if you do a higher chamber. You might feel it on your hip if you do a lower chamber. Right? Anywhere in that ribs to kind of hip range is pretty acceptable. Right? We just don't want it, again, too low or too high. But ribs is fine, 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 fine. Yeah. Okay, so here we go. We're in our horse stance. We're going to turn in high block, set 1, and then just check your chamber. And 2, and then just tap to check your chamber. Right? I like to tap like 2 or 3 times, but you can tap once if you feel it. You're like, oh, that's good. Ready? Set 3, check that chamber. Set 4, check that chamber. Set 5, almost did that wrong because I was teaching too much. Check your chamber. You can't see this one very well on camera. That's okay. Set and check your chamber. It's still there checking you. Right here. And set. Check your chamber. And set. Check your chamber. Okay. So that check will kind of be a note to myself like, all right, I'm doing this right, or maybe I'm not. Right? What I would recommend is if you did that and you weren't getting it right, you might want to pause and practice a couple of times until you feel like you can get it right. But we're going to keep rolling along, right, and continuously making it a little bit harder. But again, if you kept finding that your hand wasn't in the right position, right, maybe you checked it like, oh, let me fix that. Okay, you might want to go back and do this again. But like I said, we're going to keep moving. So from here, we're just going to make it slightly harder. Okay, how is it going to be harder? Well, it's going to go a little bit faster. Set. Oh, I started doing the wrong thing. That was too hard, maybe. Set 1, check chamber. Set 2, check chamber. Set 3, check chamber. Set 4, check that chamber. Set 5, check that chamber. You can't see it, but I'm checking. Set 6, check chamber. Set 7, check. And set 8, check. Okay, a little bit harder. This time I'm not going to remind you to check. Right? I'll tap. You'll see it if you're looking, right? But just remember, like, am I checking? Am I putting my hand in the right place? Again, this is not part of your basic motions. Once you're really confident in this, you shouldn't do it anymore. But it's a good tool if you're struggling with it, or if you're not sure if you're putting your hand in the right place, right? Either someone's told you you're doing it wrong, right? Or you're like, well, gee, I don't know if I'm doing it right. Well, I'm going to check. Okay, let's do it. Ready? Set 1. Set 2. Set 3. Set 4. Set 5. Set 6. Set 7. Set 8. Okay. Let's do that again. All right, so this time I'm going to make it a little bit harder. I'm not going to show you, okay? I'll just count through it, so you have to know the pattern, feel pretty comfortable and confident, right? When I count, I'll say the block. So I'll say like high block, middle block, right? But hopefully you know the pattern. Ready? 1, high block, right? Check your chamber, make sure it's there. And 2, high block, check your chamber. 3, middle block, going that way. 4, middle block, check that chamber though. And 5, crossbody block, keep switching sides, right? 6, crossbody block, check your chamber. 7, low block, don't forget to check, you should be blocking that way. And 8, check, again, you should be blocking that way. Okay, so if you're having a hard time with that, you might want to rewind and go back and be like, hey, I need to practice this a couple times, or just redo that again. Otherwise, we're going to go a little bit faster. All right, I'm not going to tell you to check, but you can check yourself. Ready? Here we go. I'll demo this one again, but we'll go a little fast. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Check that chamber. Ooh, surprise test. Is it there? It is? Okay, good. If it's good, keep going. If not, rewind. Ready? And 5, 6, 7. Check. Did you do it? I hope you did it. And 8. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Now, little tip about practicing this. If you find that you're making a mistake, don't just fix it, go back and redo it. So what do I mean by that? If I'm doing the pattern in my basic motions, and I end up putting my hand in the wrong place and be like, uh-oh, fixing it, I didn't actually teach my body how to do the movement. What I want to do is if I do it wrong, be like, uh-oh, that's wrong, let me redo it. I'll go back to that previous step and get it till I do it right. Okay, not doing it wrong and fix it. Because your body will remember doing it wrong and fixing it. That's what you'll start to do as compared to just doing it right, which is better. Okay, so we're going to go again. I'm just going to count to 8, right? Not going to tell you what to do, right? Hopefully you remember to check. I might ask you to check once or twice in the middle for fun. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hopefully you're able to keep up. 4, 5. Check. Is it in the chamber? I hope it is. Got a good cross body block? I hope so. Going that way, we're on a good track. And 6, 7, and check. Oh, is it in the chamber? Or did I trick you? 8. All right, good job. Okay, so we're going to do it one more time. We're just going to go kind of fast, right? I'll go with you, right? Pretty fast, though. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. Now, if you were doing that and you consistently had your hand in the chamber, say, hey, you know what? I got that skill down. Maybe I should ask me check for a strike, right? Or maybe ask for what the next challenge that I need to work on so I'm ready for a strike, which is even better than asking for a strike, asking how you get better, right? But otherwise, we're going to keep moving on with class. If you need to go back and review, feel free to pause this, rewind this to get to practice in your chamber down. But like I said, we got to keep moving. Okay, folks, so we got a little bouncing ball challenge for you today. The way this works as a beginner is you're going to try and do your block and then pick up the ball after it's bounced either 1 or 2 times. Okay, and there are 4 levels to this. You can actually do more if you want. You can do the other hand. But basically the way this works is you're going to hold the ball out, right, about as high as your own head, right? You're going to drop it, do a high block, get the ball. Okay, so that's level 1, right? Level 2 will be doing the same thing except he'll do cross body block and a high block. So it's 1, 2. Level 3 will be 1, 2, 3. And level 4, I think you can guess by now. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? Again, if you catch it after 1 bounce or 2 bounces, you're good. Now, if you have a ball that's particularly not very bouncy, you can try doing toss, let it bounce once, right? That is a little bit easier, but maybe the only thing you can do if you have a really not very bouncy ball. Okay, and the 4th one gets particularly hard if your ball's not very bouncy, right? So I'm going to get started. You're going to get started as well, right? If you beat me, great. If you don't beat me, great, right? Let me know in the comments below. Say, hey, look, I beat you, Sensei Jet. Always good to have you guys talking trash a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to hold it out as high as my head. Ready, set, go. High block. All right, now that one's the easy one, right? Now I'm going to level 2. Hopefully you're on level 2. If you're not, that's okay. High block, body block. Oh, got it after 2 bounces. Need to work. All right, holding it up. High block, cross body block, low block. Oh, barely with my fingertips. I got that one. Oh, this last one's hard. It's gonna take an effort. Ooh, get a good bounce there. Bounced a lot. All right, so maybe you beat it. If you didn't, I'll do the other side for a minute just to keep you company, right? Might as well practice my other hand. Pretty easy if I'm doing level 1. And again, you go at your speed. If you're ahead of me and you're done, you can stop. And if you're not, well, you can try the other side too. Whew. Oh, we're Still going. Got that one again. All right. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, didn't make it. Got a bad bounce there. Sometimes it happens on bats, right? Got it. Okay. So hopefully you folks are finished. If you're not, stick around, practice as much as you need to, right? Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in class soon.